Another day of turning golf carts into cash. Today we're starting with the Marine Corps golf cart. I bought all 6 of these off of an army base, and they all have a different sticker for a different branch of the military. This golf cart doesn't work. It's probably the dirtiest out of all of them, but you know we're gonna fix that. I pulled out the most suspicious looking rope that we had, but whatever. Who says you can't pull a golf cart out of the woods with yarn? Not I. I had to take a couple days off from filming because I was camping in the woods. Now that I've touched grass, it's time to get back to work. This thing is too heavy to push with a flat tire, so I'm quickly switching it out. And again, we find bug headquarters. At least this time I opened up the wheel cap outside. On a side note, somebody in my comments the other day told me I needed to cut the grass in my driveway. Well, thank you for your pair of pennies, but don't worry about my driveway. I was already seeing stars after pushing that golf cart. Now that I'm starting to learn more about these golf carts, I know exactly what I need to fix them. And you can't forget the fan. Speaking of fans, thank you to each and every one of you. I just started posting less than 2 weeks ago, and I'm already at about 10K. This thing has more moss than a Mississippi tree stump. As I've said in previous videos, once I'm done flipping these golf carts, I'd like to dabble in flipping cars. My goal is to build up enough capital to be able to start making real estate investments. So make sure you're following along. You wouldn't want to miss it. But anyways, we are taking everything off of this and it's getting dirtier and dirtier, you know. Gotta have a bucket for bolts. At this point, I have no idea if I'm going to be able to get this golf cart to work. I'm just taking everything apart to investigate what's wrong with it. Since I bought these sight unseen at an auction, I'm lucky that these things are mainly put together. For all I know, I could have showed up and there's not even an engine. After doing some voltage testing all around the golf cart, I've got it down to the starter generator being broken. There she is, dusty and dirty. Now the other golf cart also has a bad starter generator. Borrowed my mom's car to clean the garage. This is that little wire that I use in the gas pedal to make sure that it's not the throttle sensor like cart number 4 was. Unfortunately it wasn't, so I have to take the starter out and see what's the matter. Taking this apart, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here. After watching some YouTube videos, I don't know what I'm looking at here. But I know that it's dirty, so I can do that. So I'm using an abrasive pad and I'm cleaning it off, and then we're using a compressor and spraying off all that carbon buildup. Now we put it to the test. This is where I discovered that my battery was bad, so I stole the battery out of a different cart and it started to work. So now we're going to put it up on jacks so that when I test it out, I don't make a new garage door on the wrong side. You know what I'm saying? Stealing some starter fluid, and we're going to see what happens. Goonies never say die. Look at that. We have a pulse. I'm not entirely sure how long this golf cart has been sitting, but given the hours on the motor, compared with the other golf carts that I have of its age, it's probably been about 2 or 3 years. Which is a good thing for me because the lower hours means it's worth more. But we're using this air compressor again just to spray off all that dust while I have the wig popped off. I have no idea if it's been stored inside or outside or what, but we're using a scrub brush just to lift up some of that dirt. I'll go more into depth about cleaning later, but look at that, she moves under her own power. She is risen indeed, and floats like a Cadillac, baby. Follow to see the rest of the build of this golf cart. Thank you for watching.